It doesn't matter if you have a big YouTube channel or if you're just getting started. These different ways to collaborate are going to help you. I'm going to tell you what they are, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Nick. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your channel, make videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. The very first one is the one that you probably see the most, and that is where you collaborate with another person in the same exact video. Now, doing it this way is extremely easy. Basically, you are in their video, they are in your video, you record them together, you don't have to exchange footage or anything like that. Super easy way to do it. But what do you do if you're not in the same location? Well, if you're not in the same location, then you would want to use this next method, which is where you exchange the footage. This one is a video to video collaboration. Basically, you both make your different parts and then you exchange the footage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain that in more detail and explain the actual process of it, since this one is the one that you're going to probably do the most. So if you already know this side of things and you want to bypass this part, I'll put a timestamp to the next part down in the description. Okay, the process goes like this. Once you find the person that wants to do a collaboration with you, first thing you got to do is decide on what kind of collab that you're going to do. For example, you intro them and then they take over the video, they do their part, and then maybe they close it out, or you come back in and close it out, or you toss the video back and forth between each person, like I did in this whole series with Jeb and Dovey on how to get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. But once you have it figured out, the first step in the process is you actually go and you create a Google Doc. This is totally free. You create a Google Doc, and this is where you are going to exchange ideas with that person. Now, this is awesome because you are basically exchanging this information in the cloud, so you don't have to email stuff back and forth. But a really cool thing to do is to actually color code who is saying what. So you pick a color, they pick a color, and then as you're fleshing out ideas, then you can know who said what in the doc. But in that doc, you jot down any ideas that you have. If you have video titles that you want to put in there, video topics that you want to put in there, or specific things that you want to happen in the video, you put all of that into the doc. This is your brainstorming space. In a nutshell, doing it this way is going to help you keep the whole process organized and make it a place to where you can both exchange these ideas together and work through all of the different things. And it's one core central place that you can meet up. And then later, when we talk about sharing links and things like that, you can do all of that within the doc. Organization for the win. Another thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to make sure that you contain both of the videos in this same doc. So basically you're going to brainstorm in there, and then you're going to move all of that down, and then you're going to put the details of one video in there, and then you're going to move that down, and you're going to put the details of the next video in there. And then once you have the video ideas worked out and you know exactly what it is that you're going to make, the next thing that is on the list is to actually make the videos. So you make your video, they make theirs. Here is where a lot of people run into complications, but it's a very easy fix. All you need to do is once you get your video parts together and you edit your video so that you are sending it over to them, once you get that part together, what you do is this. Go to Google Drive, create a shared folder, and you can actually put that doc that I mentioned earlier inside of the same folder, but you create a shared folder, and in this folder is where you are both going to upload your final versions to the other creator. Once you have both versions uploaded, where you have yours up there, they have theirs up there, then what you can do is you can put links to those within the Google Doc itself, or they can just be contained within that folder to help keep everything organized. From there, you each download the videos from inside of Google Drive, and then you are good to go. Well, you're almost good to go. The reason I say that is because the cool thing to do is to actually upload that video somewhere where they can see it once you add your front part to it, or once you add any additional parts that you're going to add into the video that they sent you. Once you have it all put together and it's the final, like ready to upload the YouTube version, send them a link so that they can check it out and make sure that they're cool with the creative decisions you've made. Again, this isn't a requirement, it's just a cool thing to do. So when you send your link to them, another thing is they'll probably end up sending their link to you. So if they're not as experienced as you and you're not really sure the decisions they're going to be making, then you can use that as a way to get a preview of the video that you're going to be included in also. But of course, if you trust the creator and you're like, hey, they make good stuff, whatever, I'm sure whatever they put out is going to be awesome, then in that particular case, it's not a big deal. Unless, of course, you still want to be cool, then you can send them your link anyway, just so they can give you their feedback in the event that they have some thoughts that they want to put into it. From there, all you have to do at that point in time is use your Google Doc again, put this this at the very top, you want to schedule a date and time of publish. And then what you do from there is you just make sure that that date and time actually takes place on your end. The next way to collaborate is if you have a group of people, a group of YouTube buddies that are making similar types of content, then you can use the collaboration playlists in order to collaborate that way. Let me explain. A collaborative playlist, which I'll tell you how to set up here in just a second, but a collaborative playlist is a great way to bring exposure to your squad or the other people that you want to bring exposure to without it being like sleazy in any way. For this, you pick a specific topic. You don't want every video they upload going in there. What you want is you want to take a specific thing, a specific topic set, and make sure that everybody that adds a video to that playlist is adding to that topic. Once that agreement is made, then you give each other permission to auto add to that specific playlist when they upload the video on their channel. Here's how you do that. To do this, click on your playlist settings, click on the collaborate tab, then go through the wizard to send them an invite link. Boom. And it's that easy. This is a fantastic way to bring more attention to each other by including that playlist on your channel page so that as people are uploading videos into that playlist, then everybody's kind of getting the love for it. The next type of collaboration, and the one that I get requested to do the most, is shoutouts. And no, I'm not going to give you a shout out. Or will I? But the idea is to continually mention each other just like this. If you're a mobile content creator, my brother D has a channel that will help you make better content just using your phone. You can check him out right here. Or another one that I also like to do here is my buddy Brian G. Johnson also helps content creators grow their YouTube channels, and he's actually trying to get 100,000 subscribers by September. I'm gonna put a link to him right here so you can go check him out and make sure you subscribe because he also makes content. It's gonna help you get better at YouTube. You get the idea, but that can be very effective over time, especially when you're doing it back and forth because you're kind of interweaving each other into each other's content, which is pretty cool. And the reason that's cool is because all of the channels and all the people that you're doing that with are constantly getting new subscribers and new people that they can introduce you to, which is a win all the way around. And as a side note, this works best when it's along the same lines of the topic. So if it's something completely unrelated, it's not gonna work as well. But if it's similar content, then it's gonna be a really good fit. Next, if you wanna collaborate with podcasts and websites, then what you can do there is in exchange for the interview or in exchange for an article on their website, what you can do is you can mention them or give them a shout out in your video. And by doing that, you're also going to make sure to add a link to them in your video description as well. And I know what you're thinking. Hold on, wait a minute, Nick, that's not a collab, that's not a collaboration. What's going on? What are you telling us? That is, in fact, a way to collaborate, and it can actually be really effective depending on the podcast and the website that you happen to be on, and depending on your YouTube channel. Like, that can actually be a really good thing to do, is to send traffic back and forth between different mediums as well. The next way to collaborate here is extremely powerful, and especially if it's something that you do on an ongoing basis, we call it the tab collab. If you have a channel with the community tab, this is a fantastic way to bring even more exposure to the people that you make videos with or the people that you want to collaborate with. And it's crazy, stupid easy to do. So basically in this situation, what you do is if you're watching a video from one of the people that you collaborate with and you're like, hey, this is a good video, I think my audience would like this, share it in your community feed, share it in your community tab so that you can help bring more exposure to that particular video, and then they can do the same exact thing from time to time when they watch your content as well. And it's actually surprising how effective this is, especially if, and again, this is kind of the golden rule, but especially if it's a similar type of content, this can be really, really effective. Now, if you don't know how to collaborate or you just don't know how to reach out for collaboration, there's an app that you can use, and this is not sponsored in any way, I'm just letting you know about it. There's an app that you can use called Collabs that will actually help you find other content creators in your area to collaborate with. Again, not sponsored, but I'll put a link to it down in the description below so that you can check it out for yourself. Now, if you're trying to learn how to get more views on YouTube, I just put out a video recently on how to do that step by step. You can watch that video right here, right now. And to learn more about growing your channel, making videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.